This interview is brought to you by Zscaler.
Hi, I'm Laura Manweiler, staff writer for GovCIO Media and Research. I'm here today at the Zscaler Public Sector Summit, and I am joined by Wade Zarriello. He is the Director of Infrastructure and User Services at CMS. How are you?
Great, thanks for having me.
So you just started your role in May. Can you talk to me a little bit about the changes on the CMS platform since you started?
Yeah, so in May I took the position as the Director for the Infrastructure and User Services Group, and we were challenged last year in fiscal year 25, moving to fiscal year 26, to really focus on platform consolidation, right, shared services, and really cost efficiencies at CMS, as all agencies are being challenged at this time. And so we had a goal that was given to us last year. My boss, CMS CIO Patrick Newbold, was given a goal to reduce and cost avoid up to $648 million in total CMS IT spend last year, right? And so we took a really focused look through the year, and we still are, to look for platform consolidation, cost efficiencies, and cost cutting. And we not only met that goal, but we exceeded that goal right around $750 million total. And so that manifested itself as a fiscal year 25 cost avoidance effort, right? And then a fiscal year 26 cost cutting and cost efficiency effort as we looked for things that we didn't need to do, make smart buy decisions, and consolidate platforms that may have been redundant or didn't provide the value that they once did. And so as we move into fiscal 26, right, we're still looking to make common sense purchases as a federal agency, and really look at common sense cost efficiencies in our systems and platforms to not only do things smarter, but do things more budget conscious.
I appreciate that. Was that planned to accomplish that goal in less than a year, or did they expect it to take longer?
So it was expected to take a few months to identify what those savings were, right? But with the strong efforts from the teams and the partnership around the agency, you know, CMS can historically be fairly siloed from an IT perspective. We partnered with all of our colleagues across the agency and really put our heads down and looked at what those cost efficiencies were and came out way ahead on timeline.
Okay. Can you talk to me a little bit about Zero Trust and your AI security strategy for your cybercrime?
Yeah, and so, there's two things that I've always told people keep me up at night. One is Medicare claims processing, right? My group manages the CMS mainframe environment that processes over 100 million claims a month, right? And so the Zero Trust strategy, right? Zero Trust is not just a tool, right? It's an operating system for us to manage our infrastructure, enable our mission, and push forward to strengthen our security posture, both cybersecurity and operationally, right? And so what we've looked to do is we've looked to really focus on the Zero Trust framework that is microsegmentation, that is granular access, that is continuous authorization and verification of end users to really strengthen our cybersecurity posture across the board, which includes AI tools, right? And so, like I said, in years past, what kept me up at night was, a virtual private network that sat on a flat network, right? And if a bad actor got in, they could possibly move laterally, right? Using Zero Trust as an operating system, right, to help enable not only ease of access and reduce bottlenecks in the infrastructure, but also strengthen cybersecurity has been a key piece for us moving forward in our modernization efforts.
So we've talked a little bit about the cost savings and the ease of use and the safety, but how do your changes benefit the patient and the consumer? Yeah,
and so I would sort of go back to, what kept me up at night, right? Being able to effectuate a strong cybersecurity environment, a secure environment that has access to a lot of different stakeholders and business partners. We have vendors, we have providers, right? We have doctors, we have all of the above that have access to, in some cases, our environment, whether that's claims processing, whether that's status of a claim, whether that's things like looking for entitlements for beneficiaries, right? All of those things are accessible over our network, right? And so for us to strengthen that reduces our risk as it relates to some type of PII or PHI data breach, quick access for providers or MACs or 1-800 Medicare who needs to query information on a claim or needs to query information about a beneficiary quick, right? And so indirectly strengthening that posture creates continuous, reliable, and stable access for folks that provide the services to our most vulnerable population, right? And in turn drives value for them.
The ease of access to information.
Absolutely. Quick, easy access to information that's secure and reliable.
Mm-hmm. So one question I like asking in my interviews is what do you think is underreported in health IT?
That's a great question. And so I'm going to pivot a little bit off of the zero trust concept. And I would say, maybe going back to the first question, CMS has taken a really concerted effort to look to leverage and use the GSA OneGov program as part of our smart buys, right, as part of our cost consolidation, as part of our cost efficiency efforts. And we've done various things that have led the charge for the federal workforce, especially CMS and others. We were the first federal agency led by our CIO, Patrick Newbold, to leverage the AWS OneGov agreement, right? We got some consolidation efforts and cost-cutting concessions from AWS for workloads, for AI, as part of AI credits, some enablement services from them. And so we were the first one to enter into an actual OneGov plan with AWS. And we did the same thing with Oracle, right? One thing big for us is our hybrid cloud project that we're undertaking, where we're moving off of a siloed approach with one cloud service provider and implementing multiple cloud service providers for reliability, stability, redundancy, et cetera. And so we did that. We leveraged OneGov with AWS, and we saved tens of thousands of dollars, right? We did the same thing with Oracle and saved a bunch, right? We did the same thing with our friends at Salesforce, right? And we leveraged a Slack OneGov offering with them in order to consolidate multiple instances we had into a single enterprise environment that saved about $1.8 million total, right? And so we've taken a concerted effort to take one and the other and look at all of the OneGov efforts and, put that into a bigger pie, right? And, 1.8 here, a couple $100,000 here equals a good amount of money at the end of the day when we look at cost efficiencies.
So then what's on the horizon for OneGov? What's coming?
Yeah, so this is continuous for us, right? We are continuing to look at specific products and vendors that are offering this. But not only that, we're also engaging with vendors that might not have a OneGov yet, right, to try to leverage some of the cost efficiencies that they are thinking about providing that may not be formalized through something like GSA, and looking to leverage that as part of maybe renewals we have, right, maybe resource scaling that we need to do in order to provide more services in our data centers or in our cloud, and still really driving home the need to cut costs, to consolidate services and move towards shared platforms. And we're doing all that in conjunction with OneGov. And we have good partners at GSA who we continue to work with, but we also want to continue to push our vendors that even though they might not have a finalized OneGov agreement, right, we're still expecting the same type of savings and cost efficiencies that may come with a formalized agreement.
Reid, I appreciate you joining me today.
I appreciate you having me today, and this was great.
Thank you.
The future of cybersecurity starts now. At the 4th Annual Zscaler Public Sector Summit 2026, government and industry leaders came together to rethink what's possible in the fight against modern cyber threats. Together, we explored how to outpace adversaries, maximize efficiency, protect critical systems, safeguard sensitive data, and strengthen citizen trust. From protecting critical systems to driving secure innovation, Zscaler is empowering organizations to act fast and stay secure in an ever-changing threat landscape. The cyber battle is here, but together we can win. To learn more, visit zscaler.com/PubSecSummit.